Problem 2.2.20. So the problem is given like this, where we have this gx given like this, and then we're going to apply the fixed point integration algorithm to this function g. And the first question is that show that if the fixed point integration algorithm actually converges when applied to this g, and we got the non-zero limit, then this limit must be equal to 1 over a. Now remember that when we can do that, if we can do that, then to compute the value, to approximate value of 1 over a for some like strange a, then we can just apply the fixed point integration algorithm to this function. But this function, as you can see, only requires multiplications and subtraction. So that means you can actually get the value of 1 over a, the reciprocal for some value a, by just using multiplications and the subtractions. Okay, so the second question is that to find the interval about 1 over a so that the fixed point iteration algorithm actually converges, provided that the p0 is nearby or is inside that interval. So the first part is pretty easy. Remember that when it converges, that means the p should be which is the limit point, should satisfy the p equals to gp, right? But the gp is equal to 2p minus a p squared. So you can just solve for p. You can see that the p has to be equal to either 0 or 1 over a. But if you're converging to some point that is different from 0, then the only choice is 1 over a. So you can actually converge 1 over a by applying the fixed point integration algorithm to this one. The second question, we need to find the interval where this fixed point integration algorithm is going to converge. So we know that the basic trick is that you check the derivative of g and see where near the interval, near the point of 1 over a, the derivative is going to be less than 1. The magnitude of the derivative is going to be less than 1. So the g prime, the g is this, the g prime has to is just 2 minus 2ax as this. So if you want this to be less than 1, you just check where the absolute value of this is less than 1. You can solve for the x, then you can see that it's just this. Okay, so 1 over 2a and 3 over 2a. Okay, so that means if you apply the fixed point iteration algorithm to this function and you start with some point in this interval, then it's guaranteed to converge. It's going to converge to that unique fixed point inside this interval, which is 1 over a.